get any radio play, Geff?
It did. It did. It got radio play. Matter of fact, this is the only 9-minute song that got played on a major market AM radio station, by which in 2 weeks the DJ got fired. Okay?
We're not sure if it was quantity or quality.
Many of you know Johnny Western. We were the two people single-handedly responsible for Johnny losing his job. But other than that, we're going to do it for you tonight. When the rodeo was over, we'd all go to the room, drink some beer, relax a while, and sing a cowboy tune. That old guitar we passed around, it was tattered, scratched and broke. Dang, it sounded mighty fine when old Johnny Western sang cowpoke.
You see that boy in that photograph? That's me at 17. Been 6 years in the saddle then and all the things I'd seen. I hired out to Drover when I was but a lad. Mama died when I was 10. Didn't get along with Dad. Never had no use for schooling. Oh, looking back, I'll admit if I'd had more education, it might have helped me out a bit. But I don't cotton to looking back. Looking ahead is more my way. Looking back don't drag much water when you're drawing puncher's day. I was the youngest of 3 brothers, though it's hard to remember them in these years past. One cashed in at Chickamauga, the other on the greasy grass. I can still remember Mama, her heart near broke in 2. Dad found comfort in a jug. He'd just sit and drink and stew, so that left me to do the work, and a heap of it I did. Folks always said that was a hell of a load to heap on one poor kid, but I really didn't mind it much, just did the best I could. Folks seemed to know about Mom and Dad, so they treated me pretty good. And Dad, he finally passed when I was about 12, and that left me pretty much alone. So with a broke down horse and a wore out saddle, I started out to roam.
Then he'd think of someone too, and he really went away. Time to play the spoon and sing till break of day. Clyde, Geff, Homer too, and old Rich, he'd crack a joke. Dang, it sounded mighty fine when old Johnny Western sang cowpoke.
I helped together a trail herd in Texas, way down south, and we pushed them north to Abilene, fighting Indians, flood and drought. Did a lot of growing up out there along the way. Now I was used to doing a day's work, boys, but them was some long old days. I figured out right quick a full night's sleep was something I could do without. Because a sleeping man was a dead man when you heard the coal man shout. Or if some storm had whipped that herd up into a raging angry run, whiny man left me Soogans, he missed out on all the fun. I was sure enough hard on a boy of 13, bucking rain and sleet and hail. But by the time we reached Old Abilene, I was a veteran of the Trey. Now, them muddy streets was a sure enough treat to a boy who lived with cattle. Why, saloons galore to gamble and whore, my money just wouldn't sit idle. And $73 and a far-off look, that is all that I had to my name. The boys that I rode with cut the wolf loose. I figured I'd just do the same. I got some new truck, got a bath and a trim, and had the best town meal that I've tasted. I gambled tonight, bought drinks for the house, and the rest of that money I wasted.
Someday this road I travel, Lord, I'm gonna leave it behind. The memories of the things I've seen will never leave my mind. On a quiet summer's evening, when the sun is sinking low, I think again of days gone by, when old Johnny Wester sang cowboy.
Now, some will say my life's been wasted. In ways, I guess that's true. But the only things I ever cared about was the things I chose to do. I summered up in Montana. I wintered in Old Mexico. Trapped a bit and mined some gold when punching gals was slow. I read grub line in Wyoming back in the winter of '95. I read some back trails, and I once killed a man just to stay alive. Never had no use for company, nor the affections of a wife. Besides, most of the women I've known wasn't suited to my kind of life. Oh, I laid in some old line shack when the winter winds would howl, and company would have been right nice, but it weren't no place for a gal. Not that I ain't know some ladies' boys and some right nice ones to boot, but you know they'd never give a second thought to this here wild loop. And once, up near Ogallala, there's a pretty little Indian squaw. She had hair like silk and eyes like coal. She's the prettiest thing I ever saw, and I figured I'd take her for my own. But I had money problems with her dad. He allowed she was worth 20 ponies, and 6 was all I had. So boys, I've got no ties to nothing, except for my horses and freight. What happens to them whenever I'm gone, I'll just have to trust the fate. I'm lonesome but happy. I'm rich but I'm broke. And the good Lord knows the reason I'm just a cowpoke. Woo!